You'll put this on the truck, get the paperwork, and I'll let you sign off on it, and I'll get out of here.
Great. Thank you very much. What's that, wasn't it?
There isn't a brewery in Valdez. There's 3 breweries in Morganton, there's 1 in Granite Falls, there's 2 in Hickory, there's at least 1 in Lenore. Seems like Valdez is missing something. And this is where I step in and say, hey, I'd like to open up a brewery, and the town says, hey, come on in. So I'm Peter Skelton, opening up the Levee Brewery and Pub here in downtown Valdez. I do have an accent, I'm not from around these parts. I grew up on the seaside in the southeast of England, so I'm a southerner in the US, I'm a southerner in my own land. The town I grew up in is called Deal, historic sailing town, lots of fishing, lots of history, and a great place to grow up, run around, get into all kinds of trouble, and then find creative ways of getting out of it again. Why a pub in Valdez? Well, one of the first things I found when I was doing research when I was moving to this area, I just googled for Valdez Brewery, figuring that there must be one here already. I quickly find out that there wasn't one. There's 2 in Hickory, there's 1 in Granite Falls, there's 1 in Lenore, there's 3 in Morganton. I mean 3 in Morganton, but there isn't one in Valdez. We must be due for one. The town actually has an advertisement up on its own website saying, come and build your brewery in Valdez, we'd love to have you. So I'm throwing in a 10-year corporate career, and I'm going to try being my own boss, and what better way to be your own boss than to make a beer. Yeah, homebrewing started off as a hobby. I sort of stumbled into a homebrew store, and the guy in the store sold me a beer kit and an equipment kit, and the rest is kind of history. I spent 10 years as a pharmaceutical scientist making medicine for asthma sufferers. So 10 years as a scientist, I'm very used to making things to a very high quality, very used to doing the same things over and over very predictably, and making very good measurements and very good notes. I've been homebrewing for it'll be 6 years now. I've spent some time helping out breweries that a few friends of mine own. That's one of the fun things about being in craft beer, as they say. The industry is extremely welcome, and it's going to be great fun to get even further into that as well. Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of breweries around, and everyone's got something a little bit different to offer. I've been very deliberate about saying this is a pub, and that comes from an old English term. It was a public house. This is a space which is my space, but it's open for me to share it with you as well. Come on in, have a good time. Either bring some friends with you, or come and meet some new friends, or just come and find a quiet corner and have a good beer and get away from the world outside for a little bit. It's meant to be a very open, very inclusive atmosphere. So long as you're nice and friendly, we'll be nice and friendly to you. Come on in and have a drink. We're going to have some classic English real ales. We're also going to be doing the more traditional British cask conditioned real ale. It's delicious. You all are going to love it. Now I've been in America for 6 years. I really love American IPA. We're going to have a West Coast IPA, which is going to be as hoppy as all get out. And we're also going to have our own New England style IPA, so a little bit smoother, a little bit more floral, more fruity, tropical, but just some real good drinking IPAs there. Cask ale is something that's thoroughly British, very traditional, also very delicious. It's a beer which is served with a little bit less fizz and a little bit warmer. It's pulled using a hand pump. You've probably seen them on TV. It makes for a much different experience in the drinking. It's much smoother, it's much richer. It's very satisfying to sit and drink a couple over an evening. To the best of my knowledge, nowhere else around here really has cask beer as a focus, and that's one of the things that sets us apart, is that it's a firm pillar. This is a thing that we do. Hopefully you will always be able to find cask beer on service here. If you can't, that means that somebody's drunk it all. Yeah, and people should invest. I think it's a good idea to keep your money local, put your money into your own economy, and really that way you're kind of spending it on yourself. If you support me as a small businessman, you're supporting your own community, and if I go up, then you go up too, and we can all succeed together.